Consumer confidence crashes to recession levels. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein or cup of coffee because we're going to talk about consumer confidence. Now, we've got two reports from ANZ and Westpac looking at consumer confidence, but I think ANZ have summed it up really well. Consumer confidence drops to recessionary levels. So according to those of us that are out there spending and being consumers and just have general confidence, it's a recession. People are as confident as during a recession. So what does that tell you? How much of economics is just psychology? How much of an impact is this going to have? We'll have to keep an eye on it. So consumer confidence dropped 7.6% last week. Among the major states, confidence was down sharply in New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia and WA, while it was virtually unchanged in Queensland. Yes, go Queensland! It's probably already bad here. Weekly inflation expectations decreased 1 point to 5.6%, while its 4-week moving average was unchanged at 5.5. All sub-indices fell. Current financial conditions dropped 1%, while future financial conditions fell 10.1%. Current economic conditions declined 7.2% after a 9.4% loss the week before. Future economic conditions were down 4.6%. Time to buy a major household item dropped 14.4%. So there's nothing rosy in this. People think we're in a recession or they're preparing for it. So ANZ head of Australian Economics, David Plank, commented, consumer confidence declined 7.6% last week as the RBA raised the cash rate by 50 basis points. Confidence is at its lowest since early April 2020, during the early stages of the pandemic. Outside of the pandemic, consumer confidence hasn't been this low since January 91. Wow. That's the recession Australia had to have. That's when my family moved to Queensland, because construction work slowed down in Victoria, so we moved up here. The midst of the early 1990s recession. Reflecting the dire state of sentiment, the percentage of respondents who expect good times for the economy over the next 5 years dropped to 10%, its lowest level on record. So far this year, household spending has been resilient despite the softness in consumer confidence. The RBA, for one, will be looking closely to see whether this divergence can continue. So if we have a look here, consumer confidence dropped 7.6%. Oh boy. So yeah, we're not quite as depressed as we were then. But there you go. Here's the charts. Inflation expectations have shot up. Confidence in both financial and economic conditions, that's gone down. And this probably explains why people wanted a change in who they voted for at the federal level. Current financial conditions lost 1%. Future financial conditions, yeah, there we go. Look at that, guys. Current economic outlook dropped. Yep, everything's down. Future economic conditions are down. Time to buy, yes, it's down. Everything's down. And, well, I mean, here's the data. You can have a look at that yourself. But if we jump over here, we can see the Westpac consumer sentiment. Everyone, this is a few days ago, but it's telling us the same thing. The Westpac Melbourne Institute Index of Consumer Sentiment fell by 5.6% to 90.4 in May from 95.8 in April. So with these, this is a quantitative measure of qualitative. They ask a whole bunch of questions qualitatively, and generally 100 is considered, normal. But now they're more grumpy bums that are worried about the economy than positive, people. so it ain't looking good, guys. Excluding the shocks to confidence associated with the pandemic, this fall of 5.6% is the largest since a 6.9% fall in June 2015, when a steep fall in global share markets was triggered by concerns about the stability of the European financial system and a slowdown in China. That came shortly after May 2014, when a poorly received federal budget smashed confidence by 6.8%. The May print is 8.4% below the average seen in 2019, when consumer spending was generally described as lackluster, essentially holding flat over the year. Consumer spending is much more buoyant over 2022 to date, as households respond to the reopening of the economy. This lift reflects a normalization from the low spending, high saving pattern seen during the COVID restrictions, and is being supported by a large reserve of excess savings accumulated over the past 2 years. So, how many people are going to be able to maintain that? How many people are going to burn through their savings? And will this start to manifest in the next quarter, in the next 6 months, with a reduction in spending on discretionary items? Or could it just be that finally the cash rate has gone up and interest rates are going up and people are preparing? Is this a sign that people are preparing, that they're concerned about the future of the economy, that they're thinking, okay, times are getting a bit tough, we need to start stashing some money away, we need to build a reserve and a buffer for when we go off our fixed rate mortgage? I'm hoping. Maybe I'm just being naively optimistic here. I'm the 10% of people that think the next 5 years will still be okay. Well, I tend to think if we have a recession, in a way that's a good thing, because it cleans out the dead, inefficient companies, and tough times will lead to better times. Often you need to go through challenging times in your life to appreciate what you have or to overcome obstacles. I think I'm too stoic for the doom and news, guys. I need to be getting like the flames and shit in the background, and it's coming to an end, worst depression ever. It's all coming to an end. But I mean, come on, she'll be right eventually. I mean, it's going to be tough. You got to live with some shit. You're going to have to do without some of your precious bloody luxuries a bit. But that's life. And we got a bunch of idiots that voted so many Greens in everywhere. We're going to have to, learn to do without power. Blackouts are now a common thing. You just got to roll with this shit, guys. So, well, let's have a talk. Aside from my rambling, consumer confidence is down. We're at recession levels. People are worried. People are concerned. Understandably, they are. Interest rates are going up. I'm sure some people believed Philip Lowe when he said rates wouldn't go up, even though he's saying he's been misconstrued. But there you have it, guys. And this is going to manifest eventually in the spending that we see. We need to keep an eye on it because, well, it's going to hit the retail sector. And maybe we'll look at seeing another retail apocalypse. Now, the concern is, what will our political leaders do? How will they intervene in the market to try and make things good? And what damage will they cause? That's really what we need to be worried about here. Because, come on, we know they're not going to let the market correct itself. No chance. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments below. How is your consumer sentiment? Are you confident? Are you part of the 10% thinking, it's all going to be good? Or are you a realist and are preparing? Are you a much better prepared prepper than me? Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you want to support the channel, there are a few ways you can. You can financially support us via joining us on YouTube or Patreon, using any of our referral links, or contacting us if you need an architect. Take care, guys. Have a great day. And I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Someone asked me if we do work in Victoria. We can, and we have in the past, but it would have to be pretty substantial work. So a smaller house, we generally better to find a local. I can put you in touch with someone if you want.